Okay. All right. So do you have a laptop by you?
I do, yes.
Okay, great. So I'm going to share my screen and you can just follow along on your laptop as I'm doing it.
Okay.
You can see. So the things that the first thing I'm going to show you is just the tools that I have. Can you go check on Ava? The baby camera is not, oh wait, okay, there it is. So the things that I had are, um, of course, this complex one. So massive 3-inch binder, for the complex.
Yeah. Now,
And
where do I find the charts in there? Because you said I'm going to have the kids attend to charts,
yes.
and then
So
I've opened
in
my path, but I haven't looked at it.
every single one, I'm going to show you my tools first, and then you can see.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
the one that's like the reference guide, the parent one, this is kind of what I'm using as the parent one, like the teacher resource to know how high up it'll all go, and it has all the information in it. And then the other ones, this will be Atlas's. She'll have her own with her stuff. So you'll need a binder for Jeremiah's printouts if you're printing everything out. If you're doing it digitally, not. And then one for Max's, obviously. And then you're gonna want to have a separate binder with some screen protectors in there. And that's
Mhm.
how I'm doing the charts, because you have to take it out of the packet each week.
Okay.
They might need the charts later. So I'm
Okay.
using just a plain charts binder, okay? Because I'm not having my kids write in everything and I want to have them have a math journal. Every kid has some sort of journal book,
Right. Okay.
okay, paper. Xander has a graph paper because he's doing more stuff that needs more, graphing. And he likes that better. But the other two just Dollar Tree, random.
Okay.
And then so for like week one, I have this pulled out, and you're gonna have a lesson for each of the other two kids. So you'll have like your copy and then your two kids printouts. And I think it's nice just to have them printed out so everyone can like touch the paper and see what section you're on.
Yeah.
Did it
Okay.
this week? I was like, okay, turn to page this. So my kids are practicing like finding it in a textbook, whereas Max and Atlas really haven't followed along in textbooks. So your kids will be like, oh, this is our textbook for the week.
Yeah.
And they'll know we got to get through this by Friday or whatever. So you'll see every corner has the same on each side. So 1 and 1,
Mm-hmm.
that'll be your printout. And then in this one only, this has every single thing that you need as along with the online portion. So I'll show you this first.
Okay.
If you open it up to the very center, like the middle, you'll see, I already took mine out of this one, so I'm gonna go to week 2 because I'm preparing it right now. So for week 2, you're gonna see these thing called S2, like, so for me it's like S2:1. So like those are the
Yeah.
those are the solution sheets that'll be in the middle. You'll see the staples. You'll take that staple out and you'll pull out the solutions part, and then you'll see the blue and you'll pull out the blue. Okay. So the blue is the chart.
The blue
Okay.
is okay. The blue.
The
The
blue.
blue is the chart. Okay.
Yes.
Oh my. Okay. And this, our kids are going to attend to this chart that says 0 dimension.
Yes. And so what I did for Xander this week, if you go look at the week 1 chart, all we did was this top. Can you guys go in the other area? I'm on a phone call and people can hear you talking and it's loud for me. Okay. I just did this top 5 boxes and
Oh.
only for my oldest kid. So I
Mm-hmm.
think Jeremiah could probably pick one section and copy it, just like tracing copy work type of thing,
Okay.
word for word copy. But these are the concepts they're going to say, okay, what is the power of nothing? What is the addition and subtraction law? A plus 0 equals A. A minus A equals 0. Those are the things that we can get. Like they'll understand that concept.
Yeah.
They might not know what A is yet, but you can do a practice problem like 1 minus 0 equals 1.
Yeah.
1 plus 0 equals 1. 1 minus 1 equals 0.
Mhm.
So this is kind of like your cheat sheet chart. You have
Okay.
4 pages of this. And a lot of this is going to be just like extra reading material. So the beauty of math, the truth of math, the goodness of math, that can be just you reading it to them sitting at the table,
Okay.
not making my kids write all that out.
No. Okay.
Um, so then we go to the next page and it has more of like the 5 common topics. So you're going to, so the grammar stage is like memorizing or attending to anything in this packet or anything in the packet that is our school book. So that top section. So you're going to do the grammar stage, you're going to name it, you're going to attend to it, you're going to try and memorize whatever you can. You're going to try and express it in a way, maybe you're going to make it into a real equation, not with variables and other stuff, but you're going to express it however you can. We did it with, I taught them about variables, meaning like, if I have 5 oranges, my variable is going to look like 5, the number 5, and I'm going to have an O next to it, and I'm going to color it in and make it look like an orange. So
Okay.
I did 5 and then an orange. I try to explain it to them like that. So
Mhm.
bring it down to their
So
level.
I'll tell you what I did yesterday, because I still have a lot of questions about how I'm doing it, but the, the devotion that I read for
Yeah.
science on Thursday about how God started everything and nothing, I'm seeing now how everything that we're doing is starting with nothing.
Yes.
And so I see how it's relating to the zero and importance of zero. So we had a really great conversation about that. And then I bought that Bible curriculum that I told you about. And so it was like how like there was nothing except for God, like not there wasn't light or dark or nothing. It was just nothingness. So the only thing we did was we talked about numbers and digits within a number.
Yeah.
Like what's the importance of zero? And so Jeremiah's like, it's the beginning. Like
Yeah.
there was nothing before zero. And so that was good. And then I talked to them about how zero can hold a place. So then
Yes.
we were like talking about digits. And I was like, so in the number 50, you have 50. What does the digit 5 represent? What does the digit 0 represent? So we did that like up into the thousands place value, just to like practice place value.
Yeah. And that's in week 1. Like there's place value
Yeah.
stuff. So when you get into further pages, it's going to show you that. So what she did was compiled all these different examples of zero in the math. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just talking to your kid about math. So every day we start our lesson with, a prayer or whatever, and then we talk about what did we see in the world with math. So they're talking about like, oh, Xander's counting down the days for swimming. So we're writing down examples of math. That's that's like our warm up. They're writing about numbers, drawing a picture, using markers, colors, whatever. And then we go into a section of the work. And if you look at the very last page, I think it's the last page-ish. Nope, hold on. I don't know why they didn't put this before, but if you go to page 13, strategies for practice pages, it'll tell you that you should be doing the page sets together as page 1, 5, and 9, and then 13 together with that, and then 2, 6, 10, and 14. Those should all be done on a day. I was just doing it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
So this really should probably have been like in the first day, but
Okay.
and then we have 3, 7, 11, 15, and 4, 8, 12, and 16. So for
And you said that's on 13. Where am I?
13 in the gold set.
Uh-huh. Well, what I noticed too is like all the pages really seem the same, Amelia. Like I printed off fractions and I printed off I can't remember what naturals, I think is what I printed off for Jeremiah. But I flipped through all of them. They're verbatim. I can't find a difference.
So
Is
it'll
that
be,
just because it's lesson 1?
it's because it's lesson 1. So I think what I've noticed in the younger years, so for this one, let me see. So Atlas is, where I noticed a lot of different was, on page 2 of the digit for Max and 1 and 2, his is tracing.
Oh.
Theirs, the older level is this. So this is the same page and it looks different. So the
Huh.
levels will change. This is
Okay. Week 2. So next week I should see something different in there then, hopefully.
check before you print it off. If it's both the same for your 2 levels, then maybe
Yeah.
just the same one. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is like the basic one, and I'm happy that they have like we're talking about the same thing. It's just a little bit higher up. So this is such a great math curriculum for homeschoolers because everyone's on the same lesson. I am
Yeah.
praying for this because Saxon tries to make it on the same lesson, but the older kids go faster than the younger kids. So you don't actually talk about the same topics each day. Whereas this is like, oh, thank you. We're all talking about the same thing. So
Yeah.
week 2, I think it's going to be way more fun. Week 1 was really wordy. So it's almost as if like week 1 is the mom prep week. And I think week 2 is the kids jump in and do the work. So lots
Okay.
of conversation in week 1. I really think week 2 is going to be much more hands-on, feeling like we're actually doing something here.
Mhm.
We just took one page and wrote the date down to keep track of our work and to have like a record of actually doing math. I made this is their like the index sheet that I'll put at the end, like we'll fill it in at the end. But this is Max's. I mean, like this was like the description of the paint or the picture. So he just drew what he saw. I tried to get him to write a little equation. It was a little bit hard. So this is my 6-year-old doing this work in his way. Okay. So then he said, oh, we were on an airplane. I saw this. We talked about, I wrote some of this stuff because it's too many words. So he saw the stars, 30 seats on the plane is how many he thought. And he goes, oh, there's probably 60 people on the plane. So I'm like, oh, well, where those other people sit? So he was starting to think like, oh yeah. Just again, his drawings and stuff. So as long as you, in my opinion, if you aren't writing something in this each day, because there might not be something to write, you're just talking through it, then just write something in here, like write what you're talking about, journal. This can be another opportunity for handwriting and journaling
Mhm.
vocabulary. And anytime it said attend to it, I said, okay, we're going to write those things down. That's how we're attending to it because I want them to get in the habit of memorizing math terms because that's our language. Okay. We have to learn the vocabulary before we can make sentences.
Mhm.
Essentials. We have to know what a noun is before we can make nouns into a really pretty sentence, right? So we
Mhm.
have that math vocabulary. So that's how I did it. Atlas, she was much more, she loves drawing. So, you can see she got the same thing. 3 + 0 = 3. She was still working through that. She saw math in the picture as a calendar. The next day we worked on multiplication. She goes, I'm not doing multiplication really well yet. I'm like, that's okay. I'm giving you the answer. So you did really well.
Yeah.
She just talked about how many glow sticks she had at a party. Um, and then this section where we had to write it down, she saw the pattern really quickly and
Okay.
Max were doing this and Xander was like, well, how do they get that so fast? I'm like, it's just a pattern. They're following a pattern. Children follow patterns very young. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a pattern. They're going to repeat that. So, even something that they don't know what a place value is really well, they don't know what exponents are.
Mhm.
You know that, mom said it's 10 with 4 zeros on it. So we just added our zeros.
Yeah.
So as you go through it, I just had them write down the words, exponent, root, log. We just said it out loud a couple of times, exponent, root, log. We just were funny with it, with goofball. Because I want math to be fun. And
Yeah.
I said, okay, the only thing you have to do next is write down arithmetic in your best handwriting. And she goes, I'm going to do it in my fastest handwriting. So she, instead of writing her cursive, she just wrote really fast and got it done. So these are our oranges and things. We did a number line. And then the very next day, we were talking about number lines. So I was able to pull it in quickly and then it was in our lesson. She's like, wow, we did this yesterday. I know what to do, Mom.
Mhm.
So all of my kids are feeling very confident in this
Good.
and no tears. We've had, okay, let's get math done. Then we can go play. Like they want to get it done. It's a conversation. It's fun. So yeah, what other questions do you have?
So, I feel like I think you might have answered it. So the small cards in the back, I was confused, but that's the answer key.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the answer key is that first, it's called S2, or it's like each solutions, like it'll say the week. So S1, page 1, they're in the center. Okay, so when you
Yes.
staple, you're going to undo the staple and you're going to take out the things with the red
Uh-huh.
and the blue.
And so they're in the center of the books that we bought, but the ones that we're printing, they're in the back of those.
They are. Mhm.
Okay, so I was just like, I was looking at them, I'm trying to like on the computer figure out what the difference was, and I was like, well, maybe those are flashcards or something. Maybe I don't need to print them. I didn't know they
Yeah.
were. Okay.
It's the answer sheet. So
Okay.
if you don't have, so like for Claire or for anyone else who might be watching this video, I'm just going to show you, or if you don't want to get out this set because it's just over the top and you need to keep it basic, then I'm going to show you that the charts are, I'm going to share my screen with you and show you where the charts are online. So you don't have to have the brown or the gold set. Hold on. How do I do screen share? Okay, there we go. I do it each week and I still forget.
Mhm.
Okay, so where's my page? Okay, so if you're in this, so like if you're in this section, you know how to get here, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go back just in case. So if you're in the Learning Center, you have to go to week 7. So you go to your Foundations tab, you go to week 7, and then you go to the Math Map Companion right there. It comes here. I always do launch full screen. It looks better. Then you just click on the compass. And then the complex is the only one who has everything in here fully. So you have to go to that goldish mustard color one and you go to the week, whichever you're on, and just click it. And then it has a little index here on the side. And you can go all the way down. The solutions are in here. So if you need the solutions, but also the charts are in here. So chart 1 is right here. So you can see the blue chart on here, and it talks about ways to use the chart. So refer to the charts when you're working on the lesson pages. Read through the charts to get an overview of the concept. And it tells you, I think in here, it tells you lesson page notes. So this one, the one set is pages 1, 5, 9, and 13 corresponds to chart 1 of each week. So this thing tells you which chart to use. So it's beautiful for anyone who's logged in. I didn't know that everyone was going to have access to this. Can you get on this gold one on yours?
Me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm on there right now. Mhm.
Perfect. Okay. So one of the main reasons I wanted to do challenge A was I thought that I had to be a director to get this.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I was like, what am I even doing? Because all I want to do is be really good at doing the math map. So everything's right here. Every single person, a parent of CC, can start their children on this complex, even though it's not fully available. So for like Claire or anyone who has a younger child, I would have this up on my computer when I'm teaching the lesson. So it's like right there, or maybe I'll use this to prepare. I'll read through this whole gold one, and then I'll have a better understanding of how to present the information to my child with their specific lesson level. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that little index tab, page 1, it has all the pages, it has all the charts, it has all the solutions, the careful calculations. This is not in the lower levels. I didn't see it, but this is what I'm having Xander do as like his only graded assignment, other than just like a participated, not participated type thing.
Okay.
This is going to be like his quiz for the week. So I'm having him do that. I don't think it's in the lower levels. I haven't seen it as like the last page on any of these printed ones. Let me see here. Maybe it's in week 2. So as far as homework, I think most of it is just completing what's in the booklet. It's a lot different because our kids are not really doing much homework, right? They're going to get it done as we talk through it. So really
Mhm.
the freedom to do other things. So as a parent, if you wanted to add in more stuff, or if you have like a little level like printer, or not printer, if you have a level like workbook that you got like from Dollar Tree or from like say what's the other one, Spectra has like levels that you can go grab, like level 3, level 4, and if something applies to that and you think that that child needs more help, you can use something like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
In case there ever is an issue with testing or standardized testing, or if you just want to know where your child's at, that's a nice tool. I won't be using that as like daily torture or daily work every day, but just
Yeah.
"Hey, we've been doing this concept for a while. Let's try this worksheet and see how that feels." Because kids, you know, they kind of like knowing that they can do it. And if they can't do it, then they don't move on really until some of that other stuff is done. But
Yeah,
again,
I also figured that I told the boys that we'd incorporate some flashcard work every day for 5 to 10 minutes just to keep them going. Because rote memory is so important for like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all those things. So we'll just do that every day, like a little kill and drill for fun, make it a fun game.
addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, work, and then we have those notation cards. I haven't gotten
Yep.
all the sets from Young Living, my gosh, from uh CC,
PC. Mhm.
but I am doing the ones that they gave us like in chunks. So it's like I think there's like 50 flashcards. It's a lot. So I only do a few each day because they're like really confusing as to what they are. So yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm not
have my pack here somewhere. I haven't opened it yet.
yeah, so I just do like a chunk of them plus the ones that
Okay.
I to know their skills. So I think it'll be interesting to see where these kids are a while from now because even when they see stuff like on an SAT, they're gonna be like, wow, I've done that for forever. Let me just go back in that memory bank and I'm gonna
Yeah.
so yeah.
Well, we had a good time yesterday. We didn't do it very long because I haven't read through the whole lesson really well. I just kind of like skimmed through it as I was printing it. And then like the connections were starting to like come to me
Yeah.
about how, the really cycle one's laid out just for this week. So I'll see if I can figure out next week's connection to all the lessons.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I think it's great. I think they bring God into it every time. Every math lesson
mhm.
has God right there. And that was something we didn't have before. Having like a place to write out the lesson and talking about it. Like my kids love going and drawing on the chalkboard. So they love being the teacher. Atlas was the teacher on Friday. Um, so it's really cool. I think it's gonna be such a confidence booster as well.
Yeah. Okay. So really what you're saying is there's really no worksheets with it at the end that we can tell at this point for the younger levels.
Well, I mean,
Um,
look at this. This is their worksheet. This is week 2. So
okay.
my 6 and 8-year-old will be writing these things. They'll be copying.
Okay.
That's not done for the day. That will be homework.
Yeah.
So there is stuff. Um, they're going to be talking about counting, like ordinal places,
Mm-hmm.
just basic numbers. So there is no like do 10 of these
Yeah.
each
Which
day.
is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the main thing I would just say, because you aren't showing work every day in terms of like a practice worksheet, just using those notebooks to write down every day that you do math. Sometimes you might do 10 pages of math in one day. So, and then you'll skip it for the next day. Like my kids, they said, can we just do half of it on Monday, half of it on Wednesday and be done? I said, well, that would be like more, 2 sessions. That would be, you would have to sit for a lot because that's going to be 8 pages. So we'll see how that goes because they kind of don't want to do math every day, which I understand. They like doing freedom stuff. So we'll see. But this at least will show how many, and I'm just writing in like mom checked this off, mom wrote it in workbook. Um, I'm also going to have these packets. So if we just talk about it, I'll write next to talked in class, making notes of what your child is doing and not doing because the main thing, if anyone ever is going to look at your stuff, or if you guys move out of state and have to go prove that you did work, that's the only thing that I worry about is just kind of covering my tracks as a parent, being really accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Little notation, like did this on this date, did this on this date, and then
Okay.
and putting it in a bin, these
Yeah.
will work great. You can save that, if you need to at the end, but that's how I'm going to do it. I think as we go along, if we need to do like a monthly, I don't know